This is our 5th podcast?
I think, no, it's our 5th.
5th?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Almost at half a dozen.
I know. In dog years, that's 35.
In dog years, that's it. Yeah. I thought dog years was like 11 years.
No, it's 7.
7?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I think so.
Man, okay. Jeez. They grow up fast. Like in the first year, they're already done like being a child, and then they're a teenager, and then
they go right pretty
adulthood.
fast.
Oh man.
Yeah. All right, what's up, everybody? My name's Felix. I'm your host for this episode of the BASA SHOUTcast. With me today is the man with the beard, Karpish.
Hi guys, how's it going?
And today we're going to talk about a lot of things. We're going to talk about the recruitment we just had this weekend. We're going to talk about the future shop, especially because Kyle used to work there.
Used to.
And we're going to talk about other issues and other topics that are going to come for the next couple of weeks. And so, Kyle, how's recruitment?
Recruitment's going great, honestly. Like the caliber of talent we're getting out of these people are incredible. And people are bringing their A games to the interviews. I mean, they're super prepared, and like we had tons of people, come before, and it's like, what should I talk about, and like what should I be good at? And I told them just to be fine, I mean, like if you're qualified, we'll obviously see it, and
To be honest, I was kind of worried about for like the first maybe 2 or 3 days when we opened recruitment.
We had some people apply, but it wasn't like crazy numbers. And then just like the next week, just blasting. Like candidates were coming left and right, and it was just massive.
We started picking up pace at like maybe like the end of the first week. So I was kind of relieved about that. Mm-hmm. But I was like trying to like keep poker face throughout the week because like I have a bet with JC West.
Oh yeah, I know. And, like JC West has to get like 50 or 60 people.
It's harder for them, yeah.
Oh, way hard. Like twice as hard,
Yeah.
Oh man. But no, we reached our goal as far as how many candidates we want. So holla. It's honestly though, like I do have to admit, for people who are applying and waiting, I mean, it is going to be very competitive as far as goes. There's a lot of candidates looking for one single position. So some people might be disappointed, but honestly, it's okay. I mean, we might do a second round of interviews just in case we don't have that qualified candidates. You can 100% apply if we do decide to do that second round.
We're not exactly in a rush to hire directors as well. Maybe the executives, maybe we need them right now, but if they're not a fit, we're not gonna force position.
The most important team is really corporate relations, really getting that lined out. They do most of the work over the summer as far as grabbing, like making sure our corporate sponsors are happy and, making sure that relationship is still there and grabbing potential new sponsors, right? That's mostly done through the summer.
And with the talent that I saw like during the last 2 days that we did interviews, it maybe like our position might be filled really quickly. Like if you missed the boat in applying, there maybe we open it up again for the second round for like the officers, but like I personally I highly doubt it.
Yeah, it's really hard to find someone for an executive position, especially if they haven't been a part of BASA, because that's the first thing we look for, because it's just another step, right? They need to understand their events, all that. I mean, it's just so much beneficial to have that experience,
There's a learning curve when it comes to being a BASA officer, and it is very important for at least the executive officer, since they're like the team leaders of their own respective teams, to be more knowledgeable than their directors. No. But I believe we have very talented people who applied. Like in my head right now, I'm not gonna say any names, but I could see like a couple of them being in the executive role, and I think they'll be good at it.
Oh yeah, like we're totally legacy planning. I feel like, man, there's so many 4th-year students on the last team too, and it's just every single VP position. It was just like, oh my God, will there be anyone even qualified to do it?
That's another good thing. There were surprisingly a lot of like 2nd and 3rd year students that were applying this year. There were like a handful
of first years too. Yeah, and 4th years, which is always looked at.
I was surprised that there were fewer 4th year students than like the 3rd and 2nd year students.
Yeah, there's a lot of 3rd and 2nd. I think there was. Just a handful of 4th year. I can give you a specific number, but. Yeah, I mean, 2nd, 3rd year students are definitely picking up their game.
Because like when I was looking at our Google form, our Google Sheets, it's we had the expected date of graduation, and most of it was like either 2017 or 2018, which is very nice for BASA because right now we have like huge turnover. Everyone like almost everyone that's staying ran for leadership,
Yeah.
and like Jack's the only person who's coming back.
Like literally our turnover is like 90% every year. You know, like we're going to make a decision, like we're going to meet probably our first of many meetings this Friday to discuss our selections. You know, I mean, obviously it might take more than that, but we'll have a solid, clear vision of what our team will look like before the end of April.
Yeah.
Probably, the last week of April, you'll get an email. Yeah. So,
Speaking of end of things, last Saturday, I didn't expect you to be part of the panel, and then I saw you walk in at around like 8:30 in the morning. And you tell us why you suddenly decided to grace us with your presence during the Saturday interviews.
Saturday? Oh man. Well, you know what? I went to work today and found out that...
Can you tell us where you work?
I work at Future Shop, and I found out that morning that Future Shop doesn't exist anymore. You know, I got it was such a surreal experience too. I went to work, and we have quarterly meetings, and this meeting wasn't out of the blue. Like, we knew this meeting was happening months in advance, and like actually, they hand out slides right before the meeting, so you know what they're going to.
So they give you like fake slides?
I guess so. And honestly, it was just like, we're supposed to talk about Geek Squad and just like how Geek Squad fit in Future Shop, and like, okay, well, I guess I need to remember who like started Geek Squad. I think it was like Stefan or something like that. And I was like, okay, cool, I got these answers down pat. Yeah. Awesome. And usually we do some sales training, make sure people understand how we operate. Even my manager, like, he just came from the Regina store that closed down like a couple weeks before he came. And he just got told the entire store, like, just gone. And the managers were told a half hour before us. And they just had to prepare a quick presentation. And a lot of corporate people are just walking around. And they basically gave everyone their severance package and told to gather your things and leave forever.
Wow.
Yeah. I haven't talked to anyone from Future Shop since. And,
from the articles I've been reading around, what I've been noticing is that the reason why they're closing down Future Shop is because Best Buy wants to focus a lot more resources on the online shopping.
Yeah.
Funny thing is, I was walking. I was coming from a group project meeting from one of my business classes, and then I was like walking out the front lawn, and there was a CTV crew outside.
Yeah. And what they asked me.
So it was I kind of knew what they were hinting when it started, because like their first before they started shooting, they approached me and asked like, do you do a lot of online shopping? And I told them, like, you know, every now and then, like, I like video games, and usually I rarely go to EB Games now. I always like either buy it straight to the store or just like have it ship through Amazon. Mm-hmm. And then like that was a conversation, and then suddenly they kind of slipped in. It's like, due to the recent changes to Best Buy and them selling Future Shop,
laying down that.
I kind of laughed because like I remember like we were having this conversation on Saturday, and it was like really interesting.
And then you said, I buy everything not at Future Shop. And you're part of the problem. You're why I'm unemployed.
It's so much work, especially like the Future Shop here. Like, I have to.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, brick and mortar is always a challenge nowadays. And, like, Future Shop was kind of adjusting to the online whole thing. Like, we started something called multi-channel sales. Yeah. So if someone, you know, like if we're out of stock in store, we can be like, hey, you know, I can order that for you if it's on our website, and like I'd still get credit for it because it's a commission-based environment, you know. And some people are like, yeah, sure. And
I also wouldn't consider myself as like the average consumer. Like I'm very techy, I'm very nerdy about my stuff, and like when it comes to computers, when it comes to gadgets, when it comes to cameras, I usually know what I want before I get to the store.
No, for sure.
Yeah. Like the only reason maybe I would go to the store just like to see what it actually looks like in person.
Yeah, right. Like if you're buying it, like, and that's the thing about brick and mortar. A lot of people saying they're turning to museums more so than anything. People look but don't buy, or touch even. But like if you're selling TVs, you almost have to have that brick and mortar because there's so many like TVs that kind of, you know, make you try and think one way when they're actually this kind of TV, and they have features that are like, yeah, it's a smart TV, but smart TV is just a super umbrella term.
Yeah.
You know, like a Philips smart TV is literally just Netflix, YouTube. That's it. You can hook up your computer, but it's honestly pretty crappy. Versus like a Samsung or like an LG Smart, where it's like every single feature you expect from a smart TV. You can connect your phones and crap, and you can like browse the web, literally download like thousands of applications. And
I still see a need for brick and mortar stores, especially for those who are less inclined when it comes to techie stuff.
Yeah, like, I mean, the 66 Future Shops that closed down, 65 of them are going to be turned into Best Buys. Yeah. Apparently, that's what I heard. I don't know how...
I'm guessing
I don't know.
the one at St. James won't, because like it's right by...
Probably not. Well, two Best Buys. I mean, you can understand a Best Buy and a Future Shop to some degree.
I've always thought they were the same thing, to be honest.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, they made so many changes in the last year I was there. It might as well have been the same store. Like, we had our own services team. Like, we called that Connected Solution, or no, Connect Now or something like that. But it got switched to Geek Squad, so both Best Buy and Future Shop are using Geek Squad. So it's like another similarity.
I've always thought like Geek Squad was a Best Buy's thing.
Yeah, like Future Shop had it. They made that change, I think the first month I was there, actually, last year. I worked there essentially for an entire year. I got hired at the end of April, so like 11 months, I guess. But yeah, I think in May or June they switched to Geek Squad, and we had this humongous like flyers. I was supposed to hand flyers to everyone. We're Geek Squad now. We're the same as Best Buy, but I get paid way more.
Let's close things up. Like, what events did we have for BASA this week?
Our very last event, Gala.
We actually have an event before that. Exam cram.
Really? Oh, wow. Exam cram is a study room. Yeah. I mean, what exam cram is it's a study room that gives you free drinks, studying supplies. It's mostly meant for like collaborative study, but you can study by yourself as well. We'll have those study rooms available April 14th, April 15th, and April 16th. And 9 to 5, it's available. Yeah. And it's in room 2BC55, also known as the red floor in Bueller. Yeah. I don't even use floor
numbers. I think it's pink.
Now.
I think it's more pink than red.
It changes colors, I swear. Whatever. Pink, red, it's on that floor. It is on that floor. That would be the first event. Yeah. Our next event would be Gala, which is our biggest event of the year. Year-round thing. You're going to have a bunch of speakers. I know Vanessa's speaking. Is Jason speaking or no?
Jason's not speaking. I'll be speaking.
You'll be speaking, yeah.
GDCUS captains are speaking.
Yeah, GDCUS captains are speaking, yeah. And then, Felix, our incoming president, he'll be having a bit of a speech.
Watch for my fireworks display during my speech.
Yeah, Vanessa doesn't know, so keep on.
Don't tell her.
Hush, yeah.
Have you ever seen Kevin Hart had a special where he had a comedy special where he had like flamethrowers in the background just because he wanted to. Really? So every time there was like a lull in his like skit, he was like, let's burn this house down, just like 2-story fires just like in the background for nothing. I want to have that. Like every time when I saw that, I told myself every time I'm gonna give a speech, I want to have fireworks. Yeah. Maybe just like sparklers.
Yeah, I used to be pretty big into fireworks, like Roman candles. Yeah. Those are my thing. Yeah. Super dangerous with them now.
And like back in the Philippines, fireworks is a really big thing during New Year's, and it's like there's fireworks here, but it's not to the same extent as in the Philippines. There's something called Judas's Bolt. I'm roughly translating it. It's basically like a 50 meter long firecracker. Whew. And so it kind of fires like a chain gun, where like it fires from the one end, then it's like it fires like through stages.
Oh, that's sweet.
And like probably like lasts like 5 minutes.
That's insane.
It is.
There's just one thing.
There's a lot of crazy things. There's this thing called 5-star. Mm-hmm. It's a triangle. Okay. It's basically gunpowder. Yeah. Just people just light it up.
It's mostly just gunpowder. Well, they just call it gunpowder.
Because like you usually see those like fancy fireworks during maybe like professional shows.
Okay.
But if you just live in if you live in a suburb, or if you live in a village in the Philippines, like all the fireworks like just there to make noise.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Okay, back on track. Gala. There's gonna be a dinner. It's gonna be I think 3 or 4 course meal. Always good. Last year was yes.
Cocktail hours start at 5, I believe.
Cocktails 5. On our tickets it says 5:30, but you could come by at 5. Yeah. It's we're going to be around, so it's come by between 5 and 5:30.
Dinner's at 6.
Dinner's at 6. It's at the Met. Awesome place.
Never been. I've heard good things.
I know. Yeah. Sam said she's been, and she says it's just the fanciest place. Straight up. I
don't know if it was the Asper Business. I don't know if it was the Asper Business Social or one of the dinners during NBSC. But I remember Asper CSA had one of the events there.
Okay, cool. Nice.
Yeah, David was telling me about it. So I'm really excited to see it. I've never been there.
Yeah. And then it just ends off with a bit of a social. Super fun. We're already sold half of our tickets. So honestly, if you want to get in there, you only have a handful of days left.
We'll also be selling tickets during exam cram. So if you're there during the 3 days that we have exam cram, there should be somebody from BASA that be selling there. Yeah. Before we close, there's a topic that's been brewing around the main campus. Before we begin, I just want to say that our opinions about this topic does not reflect what BASA's opinion about this topic. We're not gonna give any statements right now.
No.
We're just gonna say that there has been a lot of issues about the Indigenous course requirement. It's hard to say. It's hard to give a statement right now because there's a lot of contradicting information.
Yeah, not too much communication to students right now. Even then, there's still a bunch of steps they have to take before they can even implement it.
There is general information about it, but it's more of the fine details of how it was actually done and how it would affect the current students.
Yeah, I know. A lot of students are concerned. I swear it's probably every day now someone's brings it up. Actually, just the other day in my rhetorical grammar class, they talked about that a little bit. And, we know a little bit more just because we get emails from Rory a lot. But, it's not just listening to people, it's they clearly don't understand fully what's going to happen in the coming years. Is this something going to happen this year, next year? It'll have... Earliest they can implement it apparently is fall 2016, but that's apparently right.
Yeah. We did extend an invite to Rory, UWC's president. I would also like to extend an invite to the opposition if they do have somebody who wants to talk that is very knowledgeable about this. Contact us. It's very you can always find us in the. You can always find us in the BASA office. If not, you can contact me through my BASA email. It's f.mintu, M-I-N-T-U, at uwbasa.ca.
Yeah, we just want to lay out the facts, we don't want this big, heated debate. We just want to know what students, can do to voice their opinions, what's going to happen to students in the next couple of years, and what the history of the Aboriginal course requirement is, as well as what's going to happen, what are the next steps, right?
Also, if you have any questions that you want to ask for our next guest, you can send it at basapodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, send an email out, ask those questions, and if you could fit it in, 100% we'll fit it in. Okay,
let's close our show. If you're watching this on YouTube, like and subscribe. You can follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/UWBASA. We are on Twitter and Instagram at UWBASA, and just send us all your inquiries at basapodcast@gmail.com.
basapodcast@gmail.com.
Yes. Okay. Cool. Okay, and remember, if the water from the third floor Bueller is bubbling, it's probably clean. See you later.